Artesia is an elegant little dining jewel in Abita Springs, Louisiana, on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The executive chef there is John Besh. He received early training in France, Germany, and Switzerland, and often reworks Creole food with classical touches. Here's whole roasted lobster. It's begun by pan-roasting the claws first. They have already been cracked. Meanwhile, a potato galette is started.
We will begin by making our potato galette. Galette's nothing more than a term for a flat round, or a thin flat round cake. I just want to shingle these thinly sliced potatoes in a manner so that they will adhere to each other very well through the cooking process. So the more potatoes you use, the more they overlap, the more sturdy your potato cake will be. I use this cutter to form the ring, the proper shape. At this point, we'll turn the lobster claws while still alive in half. First, we'll place meat side down into the pan and sear.
The galette is seasoned and cooked in butter.
Then we'll add this to a non-stick skillet over a moderately low temperature. After we've seared the meat,
it's finished in a 500-degree oven in 8 minutes.
This pan, I'll remove these lobster. And let them finish again in the 500-degree oven. And with this pan, we'll begin with our chanterelle saute. Using these fresh chanterelle. These are small enough so that it's not necessary to really slice these. And we'll toast the chanterelle. And with the remains of that lobster fond, by using the same pot or the same pan that I've cooked the lobsters in, we have a lot of flavor, which is it's important to really stir this around and remove the fond from the bottom of the pot. That I'll add some shallot, and I'll deglaze this with a small amount of Pinot Gris Verjus. Verjus is nothing more than the juice of the unripened Pinot Gris grape, or any grape for that matter. This recipe would specify for a Verjus of a white grape. It's the only stipulation.
In another pan, spinach is wilted in olive oil.
Shallot. And fresh baby spinach. And in a warm pan, just toss this around. All I want to do is wilt it. Season with salt, pepper.
Fresh tarragon.
I'm sorry, fresh tarragon. It's about a sprig of tarragon that's been minced.
He lets the lobster cool after roasting.
To clean the lobster meat from the lobster, it's very simple. Just pull it from the shell. No extra seasoning is needed for this lobster. I like just the natural saltiness from the sea that a lobster has. To clean these claws, a good crack of the knife. Since we've roasted these lobsters, they won't clean as pretty as if you just steam them. But they have an extremely intense flavor due to the roasting and the toasting of the shells. Actually, one little thing that I do like to do is pour the remaining lobster juices into the sauce. Mount the sauce with a little whole butter.
A ring mold is used for presentation, starting with the spinach.
Cover this with the potato galette. Very intensely flavored lobster sauce with local chanterelle mushrooms. To the top, we'll place a sprig of our fresh tarragon. And there's our roast lobster with chanterelle saute.